All right, this is Jim Carty of the Patch, and I'm here with Sue Foley. How you doing, Sue?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm finally catching up with you. As I was telling you offline for a second, I can't believe I haven't interviewed you before, but finally catching up with you, especially with this Cafe 9 date in New Haven being a rescheduled one, thanks to good old COVID. I guess you're finally getting out there and honoring some dates that had to be pushed.
Yeah, we're still catching up with ourselves after 2 years. Can you believe it?
No, it's nuts, but I'm
It
very,
is nuts.
and it seems like everybody's out there touring like crazy because they have bills to pay off. They were living off of credit cards for 2 years, right?
Well, yeah, and we're all just legitimately excited to be out on the road again.
Absolutely.
So, and playing. I mean, that's what we do, and we miss everybody.
You must have had a ball down in Memphis at the Blues Awards. Tell me about that.
Well, that things like that are just a treat for all of us to see our friends and
Yeah.
be able to share and I really enjoyed not only seeing everybody, but having time to visit with all our musician friends that we don't always cross paths when we're on the road. So it's just fun. And there's so many legends there. And we were at the Hall of Fame Awards the night before the actual ceremony of the awards. And it was really cool to see some big legends just telling stories. And that was really a treat.
That's great. Who did you connect with that you might want to mention?
Well, I had a great visit with Maria Moldar, and I'm a huge fan of hers, and she's just such a cool person. But then, a lot of our friends from Texas, Carolyn Wonderland was there with her band, and some folks from Chicago that we know. Wayne Baker Brooks was there. I mean, like, I don't know. I think it seems like everybody was there. I'm not thinking of everybody's name right now.
I should have gone this year. I
Yeah, it was a
myself.
blast. It's a
Good. Well, I'm
blast.
glad you had a nice visit. I always love that too. It's like old home week. So you walked away with a little hardware there in the traditional uh, album of the year, I believe, and traditional female artist of the year.
Yep. Did
Tell
pretty
me,
well.
yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know what else you were up for, so you took away. Were you
The
nominated?
only other thing we were up for, which we didn't take home, was album of the year. But that was just really a treat to be nominated for,
Yeah,
because that's probably the high. When that was the last award given, and that's, I guess, the highest award. But that was just the album was so well received. It's really a treat for us.
yeah. And tell me about Pinky's Blues. It's an homage to your number one Telecaster. Uh,
Yes, and that's not Pinky over there, by the way.
no.
That is just Whitey, I guess. That's the guitar I play around the house. Pinkies are all packed away, ready for the next tour. And
Mhm. Now,
but Pinky,
is
the original
is
Pinky is my
signature
original Telecaster. Yeah,
is that a signature guitar, Sue, or is that just
this one.
no, Pinky? Is that something that has is a signature guitar that's been put out, or is that just customized for you? Or tell me about the history of the
No,
guitar.
no. Pinky, the original Pinky one, I got off the rack actually in, I think, '88 in Vancouver. They had just reissued those pink Paisley Telecasters from the '60s models, and they were made in Japan, and they're just really good guitars. Those
Yep.
those Japanese made '80s, circa '80s Fenders are really good, and I was lucky. I got a really good one, and she's lasted for over 30 years and played on every album I made and been with me for literally thousands of gigs. So she's a winner.
That's great. Everything stock
Mhm.
on Pinky still, or did you change pickups or
I
anything?
did not. I'm afraid to change the pickups at this point. I mean, she just sounds good and she plays great. I've had her refretted a few times.
Mhm.
She's peeling, of course. There's a lot of the paisley that's peeling off of her. So if you see pictures of me with that older Pinky, that's why, because she's aged. Yeah.
Hey, we all age, but you're doing
Yeah.
it gracefully. So the title track is an instrumental. I love it. Um, and I assumed that it was an instrumental because Pinky was supposed to be the star of it. Tell me what the thought was behind that track.
Well, that track is sort of it's almost a tip of the hat to my favorite guitar player, Earl Hooker, who did Blues in D Natural, and that's a song I've been covering since I was in my 20s, and it was just sort of a reworking of that, but with my own sort of stamp on it. And we just wanted to open with that to just kind of put it on the map that, yeah, this is a guitar album, this is a blues album, and this is what you're getting.
Yeah. Oh,
We're
and
going all in.
it was successful. I think I fell in love with you, in the 90s when I was producing a show in Boston, and I wore out $100 Bill, which I believe was a Buddy Guy cover. Man, you were just cooking on that.
Thank
And,
you.
so I go way back.
Yeah.
I guess I was just intimidated because, I have an affinity for redheads, but I've seen you jam with Ronnie Earl at Harper's Ferry and Johnny D's. And,
Yeah.
I'm sure you remember those nights with Ronnie, who came down to Antone's at various times and hung out with you and Jimmy.
Yeah, and Ronnie has been a mentor to me since I was very young. He took me under his wing, and you know how we connected. Speaking of Earl Hooker, it was through. He asked me when he first met me. He said, "Who do you like?" And I said, "Earl Hooker." And he said, "I changed my name to Earl for Earl Hooker." It's like that was it. We were just like brother and sister from then on. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, he's been so supportive, and he's such a great player. He was so special to us when we were coming up, people like that.
Yeah, no, I just distinctly remember him when I started going out to the club, that when he had the time, he would come out and sit in with you, and it was always a treat. And you always seemed to really love having him up there with you, and you can't fake that affection for one another on the stage.
No, it's all real.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, Jimmy Vaughn is a guest on the record, and you guys also go way back. Tell me about bringing Jimmy in on the project.
Well, Jimmy was brought in on the Ice Queen album, the album we did before this, Pinky's Blues, actually, and that was Mike Flanagan, our producer. Mike plays with Jimmy, and Mike brought in all the special guests on the Ice Queen. Basically, I had just come back to Austin from being in Canada, raising my son for 20 years or so. When I left Austin to have a child, I raised him, and then I came back. And Mike Flanagan was doing real well, playing with Billy Gibbons and Jimmy Vaughn, and he kind of got those guys into the fold, and now we're all friends, and it's been really special.
That's great. And Mike, amazing. And you have Chris Layton on the record on drums, right?
Yep.
And,
the Whipper. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have a pretty good group there. And Mike Flanagan, he's produced quite a few people, and quite a first call on the B3 for a number of folks as well.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Yeah, I think he's super talented.
Yeah, I mean, nobody plays B3 like that. I mean, there's a lot of styles of Hammond B3 players, but I think Mike is the only guy I know that knows how to play Jimmy Reed on the B3. So that's different.
Cool.
That's really different.
Yeah, definitely different.
Mm-hmm.
So you're coming to the Northeast, which is wonderful news for us. Now, are you home in Texas right now, or are you fixing to go to the Juno Awards, or what's your plans right?
I'm home, actually. I'm only home for a week. I would have gone to the Junos, but we have to leave for Europe in a week, and I just got off of a month-long tour, so I had to get home and recharge my batteries and
right
do a whole bunch of things that when you go out on the road, nothing gets done at home. So I'm like,
how it is. I've been a traveling consultant.
Yeah, I'm jumping through hoops, catching up with myself here, and then we just got out again. So
right, you get home and you're like, where did all these dust bunnies come from while I was gone?
No kidding. And all the mail and all the bills and things you got to take care of. So that's what I'm doing this week. It's not super exciting, but it'll be fun to get out again.
But you have a chance to get a little more hardware from the Juno Awards this week. So that's great.
Cross fingers. Yeah.
I'll say a prayer for you there.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's see. So having been on WYEP in the 90s in Pittsburgh, I'll call out the June 9th are at the the Thunderbird Cafe in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
And on June 11th, you moved to Hughesville, PA for the Billtown Blues Fest, which is a very long running, very popular event. And then you
yeah,
come close to me at Cafe 9 in New Haven on the 12th.
yes,
Ridgefield Park and Recs. It's a nice, wealthy town, so they get the best of the best and their town concerts, and they're having you on the 14th. And then this great new club in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, Jimmy's Jazz and Blues Club, which is a supper club. You probably haven't been there yet. Have you been there yet?
no, I haven't. I'm very
Super hip.
excited for that
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
Yeah, I've
really
heard
great
it's
club.
amazing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you got a lot of fun dates coming up there, and we're excited to see you. What else is in the works? You have any album in the purview that you want to make in the next year or two?
Well, I have a lot of things in the works. I've been working on a book on women guitar players that I'm trying to get done by the end of this year. So that's in the works. So you can, I do sometimes I do a little tribute in my shows to some of the pioneering women who've influenced me, and I've been working on that for a while, and more albums. Hopefully, an acoustic album because we love to play acoustic as well as electric, and that kind of thing. But just heading out. I'm just really excited to be out on the road all summer. We're really.
I think I recollect during COVID, you went and visited with Rory Block and Cindy Cash Dollar for a while.
Yeah, that was a
Speaking of memory,
blast.
yeah. So tell me, what were you three young ladies up to?
Well, I'm old friends with Cindy
Yep.
from way back in Austin here when she first moved to Austin, and then she ended up leaving Austin when I moved back. She had left and gone to Woodstock, so I was just up there touring through, and Rory Block lives up that way, and now they're playing together. And I know Rory, and I'm a huge fan of Rory's. I have been since I was a teenager.
Oh my God, yes.
So yeah, I mean, I just the fact that there's so many cool chicks out there like that, it's really inspiring to me.
So tell me just a handful of the people that you cover in your book, if you're okay to do that.
Well, Rory Block is one of them.
Yep.
I interviewed Rory. I interviewed Bonnie Raitt, Sharon Isbin, the great classical player.
Mhm.
Some players that are passed away that I did interview, and Etta Baker, great Piedmont players, all kinds of players. Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah,
It needs to be done. I don't think that I've read a book that has had that kind of cross section yet. So
yeah. It'll be pretty cool.
a really great project.
Mhm.
What else was I going to hit you with before I let you go? I don't know. Oh, I know what I was going to ask. Do you have a dog in the hunt for the NHL playoffs?
No.
No, you're just
I'm a terrible Canadian.
you are a horrible Canadian.
I know. What a horrible Canadian. I don't even know who's in the playoffs.
See, J.W. Jones, I was able to just torture that there's no good Canadian franchises left because of the regressive tax structure up there in Canada, that all the good guys want to be on a U.S. squad.
It's true. We can't afford the top players, probably.
And then
I don't know. I don't really know the politics. Honestly, I'm the worst person to ask about this.
I-
Worst, the absolute worst.
and we just lost Guy Lafleur, which was rough.
I do know who he is.
Of course you do. So anyway, well, this was a lot of fun. Anything else we want to tell our fans here before we let you go and recapture the rest of your afternoon?
Well, I think you hit on a lot of things. I'm really excited to be out there, and we're happy with the album, and it's getting so well received, and just really grateful and excited to get out there and play. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'll
Yeah.
certainly be there at Cafe 9 in New Haven to welcome you to the area, and can't wait to hear you.
Well, thanks. We will see you there.
All right, Sue.
All right.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.